Hi, these are the notes for 6-7, solve for y and graph day 1. As you can see here on this first equation, we've said that it's in standard form. So anytime you see an equation that has like an x and then a y, an equal sign, and then a constant over here, that equation is in standard form. You can see down here we have this little box that says slope-intercept form, and it's pointing to this equation where it has the y isolated. It says y equals. We have a slope, then our x, and then we have b, which is our y-intercept. So this is what we've been working with so far. And then over here to the side it says the main idea of the unit is to convert equations from standard form to slope-intercept form and graph the equation. So we want to take it from standard form and put it into slope-intercept form so that we can graph. We can also see right here where it says converting from standard form to slope-intercept form is the same as solving for y. So when I say to solve for y, what I'm really asking you to do is to put it into slope-intercept form. And the steps for doing that, right here, number 1, it says to locate the y in the equation. Number 2, identify the operations on x and the order in which they are applied. And then number 3, use inverse operations to undo operations and isolate the y. So this is what that looks like. On example 1, we have 4x plus y equals 6. Oh, and just as a side note, I think the graphs did not print out well, so I've attached some graph paper, and you may want to print some of that off and tape that on or whatever you need to do. So to solve for y, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw me a weight bar here to kind of help keep the sides of my equation separate. And I want to take this whole x term and move it over to get it into the y equals mx plus b. So to move negative 4x, I add 4x to this side and add 4x to that side. So I would get y equals 4x plus 6. And this is in slope-intercept form, so that was a pretty simple one because the y does not have a coefficient in front of it. So I'm going to come over here to this graph and graph y equals 4x plus 6. So the y-intercept is at 6. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and put a dot. And then my slope is 4, so I'm going to go up 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and that would go here. And since I can't go up anymore that way, I'm going to go back down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that would look just kind of like that. And, of course, I don't have my ruler with me, but if I did, I would make a straighter line to connect my dots. And it should look like that. Alright, then in example 2, I have negative 6x plus 2y equals 4. So on this one, I need to move this negative 6x over to the other side. So to do that, I'm going to add 6x to this side, add 6x to that side. So that whole term is going to cancel out, and I'm going to get 2y equals 6x plus 4. I have a coefficient of 2 right here. And so in order to get rid of a coefficient, what we do is divide by 2. And remember, whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. But when I divide, I have to divide both of these terms by 2. And I really see that's a common error that people forget. Maybe they'll just divide one of them instead of both of them. So those 2's cancel each other. So I'm left with y equals 6x divided by 2 is 3x. And then 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I get y equals 3x plus 2. So to graph that, I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to go up 2, and then to graph a slope of 3, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. And then we'll return back the other direction. And so that's what the line would look like on this one. Alright, once again, make sure you got graphs for this back page. For example 3, kind of the same thing. To move that negative 4y over, I'm going to add 4y to both sides. I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to do that. I was just on autopilot here and realized that they were out of order. So, scratch that idea, and what I'm going to actually do is subtract 8x from both sides, because I need the x to be moved over. So that cancels out. So I'm going to have negative 4y equals negative 8x minus 16. Divide everything by negative 4. So y equals 2x. And then negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So my graph, I'm going to start at negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my slope is 2. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1 for each of the slope dots. And then it is going to kind of look like that. Okay, this next one is that same way. So I'm going to have to move my 10x over here. So add 10x to both sides. And I get negative 5y equals 10x plus 5. Divide everything by negative 5 since it has a negative sign in front of it. So I'd have y equals negative 2x minus 1. So to graph that, I would start at negative 1 and go down to 1 to the right because it has a negative slope. So this one would look like this. On example 5, I would subtract x from both sides. So I saw that negative in front of the y, so I'd bring down negative y equals negative x minus 2. To get rid of that negative in front of the y, I'm going to divide by negative 1. So I get y equals, this is going to be x, and then that's going to be positive 2. So y equals x plus 2. So I'm going to start at 2. And I have a slope of 1, so I'll just go up 1 over 1. And then I'll go back this other direction. And then for example 6, I'll subtract 2x from both sides. So negative y equals negative 2x plus 3. Divide everything by negative 1 since it has a negative sign in front of it. So y equals 2x minus 3 is what I would get there. So start on negative 3. And then has a slope of positive 2, so it'll go like this, up 2 over 1. Then we go back the other direction. So it'll look kind of like that. And that is it for lesson 6-7.